Okay, well, we're going to get to that, all the wincing going on over there, because the Seahawks, well, they did beat the Eagles 23-17 in a game. Seattle really dominated for most of the night. The Seahawks defense sacked Carson Wentz 6 times and held Philly to under 300 yards of total offense. And after all the rumors that we'd be seeing a lot of Jalen Hurts last night, the backup quarterback only ended up recording 2 official snaps as Philly once again rolled with Wentz. But Wentz did have 2 touchdowns. He also threw a costly interception in the end zone in the 4th quarter. So, Shannon, is it time, and I know this is your guy, but is it time to bench Carson Wentz?
No, it's not time yet. And I think the thing is that everybody saw that last night. His receivers, they can't separate. His offensive line can't protect him. Doug Peterson refused to run the football, Skip. He's just like, forget it. I mean, I don't get this, Skip. They got it 1st and 5. I just want someone to explain, and I tweeted this. You have it 1st and 5, and you throw the ball 3 straight times. You don't need to say, okay, with Sanders, you're averaging 5 yards a carry. Let me give you one of these cracks at it. No. And then when he's backed up, he runs it 3 straight times. Like, the defense doesn't know. If you throw it 3 straight times and you're at the 25, what do I think you're going to do if you're backed up now and you're inside your 10? You're going to run it. Skip, I mean, I'm watching this, and it's just pathetic. And I'm not going to excuse Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz needs to play better. Skip, and because he's been hit so many times, he's so gun-shy. He goes to the line, he says, I'm throwing the ball here. Because of that last interception that he threw to trying to hit Dallas Goedert, and it was on the wrong page. If that's the West, they're still running like I run it. I think he had Y choice or Y option. If the guy's on the inside, you break out. If the guy's on the outside, you break in. But for whatever reason, they got the wires crossed. Get Richard Rodgers riding right in front of him. He's on the inside, on the left, coming across. He's right in his window. If he just raises up, throw it to him, he gets the 1st down. Look at this. Richard Rodgers is right there in front of him. But because he's so gun-shy, he's already made his mind up, because I'm going to get hit in the back of my head. And he throws the ball. He throws an interception. Skip, look, Jalen Hurts might turn out to be a fine young quarterback. But clearly they have what he's shown them in practice is not enough for them to go to him right now. Because if it was, considering how bad they're playing, they say, well, he can give us a spark. But they haven't done that. There's a difference between the NFL and Big 12 football. CeeDee Lamb is not going to be running 12 yards wide open in the NFL. And that's what we're seeing. Skip, they're a bad football team. And they're trying to, everybody in the division, with the exception of Washington, is trying to give the division to Dallas. Because you see the Giants, Skip, their quarterback, they're winning like 2 or 3 games in a row, and the quarterback pull his hamstring. The Eagles can't get out of their own way, and the defense played okay. But how about give Darius Slay some help? It's okay. I understand you paid him a ton of money. You traded for him, Skip, but he needed help on DK Metcalf last night. And there's no shame in that. Sometimes a guy has it going, you don't have it that night. And if you look at his stats, Skip, he's giving up above the league average in man-to-man coverage. So clearly, DK Metcalf is one of the better receivers. You needed some help. But back to our original premise, should they go to Jalen Hurts instead of leaving Carson in? I don't believe they should, because this offensive, Skip, think about it. Jason Peters is trying to play offensive line with a broken toe. Now, I don't know, a lot of people don't know this. Jonathan Ogden retired, one of the premier left tackles in all of football, because of a toe. Jack Lambert retired because of a toe, as Deion Sanders. What his career happened because time told me to say, Sharp, a ballerina can't do her thing with a bum toe. And you got a guy trying to play offensive line with a dislocated toe, Skip. They moved him from left tackle to guard. And if you look at him, Skip, he was chasing the guy. I thought he was playing defensive line the way he was chasing the guy behind him. I was like, bro, you supposed to stay in front of them, not chase behind them after they get past you. Skip, this is just a terrible situation. But I tell you what, if I'm Jeffrey Lurie, ain't no way I'm letting Carson Wentz go out that door and Doug Peterson's not right behind him. That will not happen.
Okay. You finished?
I'm finished.
You did a very nice job of attempting to defend a man who's become indefensible. Shannon, you hitched your bandwagon to the wrong falling star. He's just not very good. On this one, I have been right from the very beginning, and you have been wrong. You had one hot stretch in 2017. Then he got hurt, career-threatening sort of knee injury. and I don't think he's ever been the same since then. And what happened? That team was so loaded. It was so talented. It was so hot that a quarterback for whom you have no respect, named Nick Foles, took that team over and took off and played two of the greatest playoff games back-to-back I have ever seen, in the NFC Championship game against Minnesota at Philadelphia, and then against Bill Belichick's vaunted defense in the Super Bowl, in which Nick Foles, with that offense, and Doug Peterson, who wrote a book about it called Fearless, I'm Fearless, he hung 41 points on Belichick's defense as Tom Brady threw for a playoff record 505 yards, and that wasn't enough because 33 were not enough to overcome the 41 that Nick Foles hung on Bill Belichick.
So you feel very comfortable saying that's the exact same offense, those are the exact same players that won that Super Bowl?
Obviously not now.
Okay,
but again, that's what made Carson Wentz. That's what gave everybody hope about Carson Wentz, and he is what I said he was from the beginning. He is proverbial North Dakota deer in headlights. He is proverbial, I'm lost, I can't see, I go blind under pressure, I don't have poise, I don't have command, I don't have touch. The best thing he does now is he just takes off and runs. And he's a big old boy. And when he gets unwound and rolling, we saw that he actually had two drives in the game, one late in the first half, one early in the third quarter. And the first drive started with a 23-yard scramble right up the middle on, what was it, like 2nd and 16. And it got him a first down because once he starts to lumber, he will just take people on and run over people. I don't see the ability, the poise to play the position the way it needs to be played. And once it goes bad, it goes worse because it's such a hard position to play that the poor kid has lost all his faith. He's lost his confidence in himself. I think the team is losing confidence in him. And I've told you, my worst nightmare as a lifelong Dallas Cowboy fan would be for Jalen Hurts to be given this job. I would, if I were running the Eagles, I would hand it to him right now. Jalen Hurts has winner written all over him. He has high intangibles that Carson Wentz was not born with.
Hold on. The same winner that you said, Tua took that team and won the national championship. Remember, Jalen Hurts got pulled in the national title game. And then he couldn't beat out Tua in spring training. This great winner.
And then he came back and saved Tua's bacon and Nick Saban's bacon against Georgia in the fourth quarter of the SEC championship game. He won it 14-0.
Was Tua hurt?
Well, he did get hurt, but he was playing miserable. What was he, like 5 of 17?
The man had just had tightrope surgery like 3 weeks earlier. You know that. Come on, Skip.
All I know is that he came into Oklahoma and took what was mediocre talent to me. He did have CeeDee Lamb, and that's all he had. It was CeeDee or bust, and they were triple covering CeeDee Lamb on every play. They had a horrendous defense. Not this year. We're talking about last year. This year, it's the best they've had in 10 years. But last year, he lifted a team that didn't deserve to be in the finals, obviously the semifinals, and he lifted them all the way there because he just makes plays. He just ignites a team. He's got football character, football backbone. He's a playmaker, and he got in for 2 plays last night after we were told that he split snaps with Carson Wentz in practice. When I saw what happened last night, I felt sorry for Carson Wentz. How dare you, Doug Peterson, take Carson Wentz when he's on the precipice of losing his job and make him, it was written, it was 50-50. So you have to go 50-50 snaps getting ready for Seattle? Really?
But here's the thing, though, Skip. Okay, they split the snaps 50-50.